All right, guys, tuning in from South Lake Tahoe today. Beautiful, beautiful view. We're about to go into the top AI stocks for 2025. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Getting ready for one of the biggest years ever when it comes to AI. Let's jump into it. Stocks related to language models, large language models. So LLM. I want to go over some quantum computing, and I'd like to go over some stocks related to space exploration. If that sounds good with you guys, does that sound cool? Can we go over some of these stocks? I'll show you guys what we're looking at here for 2025. If you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys that you can watch all of our trades and get our Stockmates earnings every single week right here for free for a limited time. So the first one I want to look at here are going to be the ones that we're already kind of invested in, right? So right now you can see I'm on Rocket Lab. We're up about 700 today on that trade. We're over on AMD as well. We're down 92. And we're in a company called Riskified. And we're in a company called SoundHound. And we have positions in Tesla. We got positions in some other companies, including Palantir. And I'm going to be going over basically all of them in a short amount of time so you can get a good grasp of what's coming in the future, what they look like, what we might expect. First one that I want to go over is going to be a quick overview of BBAI. This is highly volatile. You can see it's been on this uptrend. Today is up 25%. It went all the way up to $4.50 at one point. Starting to really uptrend, as you can see. You can look at this trend line. It's pretty clear, and then you can also, kind of see that resistance. It's this rising resistance level that, now we have this potential breakout if it continues up. One thing we noticed is that it did break above the moving average. That's what we were kind of looking for. So that's a good one to look at. You might say, why is it an AI stock I want to watch? Well, BBAI provides all of the facial recognition software and AI data processing for Denver International Airport, Heathrow International Airport. They have a partnership with Palantir, and they have a partnership with various government agencies. They got an Army contract. There's some Department of Defense contracts that they have. Nothing huge on revenue. They're actually a little bit out of the money. Okay, so they are not a profitable company right now. But they're a very low share price. A lot of people are kind of betting on what the future could be for the company. You can see they recently pulled back and they're starting to potentially continue their uptrend. So BBAI, it's just one that's on my list. I'm going to be watching it closely. If you guys follow the channel, and it's been an interesting one to analyze. So that's number one that I want to look at. Number two is going to be Riskified. So Riskified is a company I've been trading on and off. I think it has a lot of potential. Just like bring up the stock here on Google. And you could take a look. So Riskified, if we just look on the last year, it's kind of near the low. It's only up, or it's up about 8%. At one point, it was up to $6.50. It's currently at $4.84. The reason I like this company is because they are a company that helps detect fraud. And they work with large scale data to be able to analyze fraud, be able to analyze what could potentially be something that would hurt your company and things to look out for. And those are things you want to think about, especially with AI. You want to be able to close down on different maybe vulnerabilities that you find in your company. And that's where Riskified comes in. So right now, I was looking at their revenue. They're about $230 million revenue. They are showing signs of growth. Their profit margins were down a little bit, but year over year, everything is going up. They beat their revenue in their earnings. They beat their earnings per share by 70%. And so they're this growing company. Their financials looked a lot better than, for example, BBAI. And they're handling a lot of data. I believe that they are partnered with LATAM Airlines and others. Let's see what they have for some of their partnerships. I was looking at their financials. They had, let's see, events, press releases could work. We were looking at, okay, Goldman Sachs, Target. They improved their EBITDA. Those are some of their financial results. I'm not sure that I have a lot of information on their partnerships. I have a very small position in the company. But what I was looking at most interesting about what seemed most interesting about the stock is that they were handling large amounts of data and being able to protect against, here it says, chargebacks, fraud, policy abuse at scale, and improve customer retention. So it's a company that's been around for many years. I believe they're more than 10 years old as a company. And I think that they're a company that I will be keeping a really close eye on because I just see a lot of potential with companies like this, especially in the AI age where they start to move into AI, and their stock has these consistent trends that happen that are pretty fairly easy to identify. And I started to see this reversal start to take place. And so that's why I could see potentially it getting back up to $6, $7 a share. So I'll be watching it. The other one that we were looking at here was SoundHound. And I've traded this on and off throughout this week. We made like, I think it was 400 on last Friday. We were trading live. And it's been on an absolute tear. And now it looks almost like very much overbought. Looks overextended. But if you guys look at some of, like, have you guys seen the news and what's being said about SoundHound? So it says it's an underappreciated pure play AI company. And they have really high price targets from multiple different financial firms. And essentially what they do, it's a voice artificial intelligence company that was founded in 2005, and it is headquartered in Santa Clara, California, right down the street from NVIDIA. And SoundHound provides a voice AI platform that enables businesses to offer customized conversational experiences to consumers. How big has it been that in AI, you see these people getting on the phone and not realizing they're talking to an AI? How many times have you guys seen that? I've been seeing that everywhere. There's even people creating apps that get on the phone and negotiate deals or negotiate good prices on hotels, and it's all in AI. The other thing is that this company is backed by NVIDIA. So they reached an all-time high today. They are up to $22 from $10 on their price target, and that was the firm that issued that was Wedbush. You could look at Monday's rise brought the stock closer to the target price. So they just closed at $19.69. Yeah, it's $19.68 right now. And so when we look at that price target, and NVIDIA is holding more than 1.7 million shares of SoundHound as of September 30th, according to regulatory filings. So of course, we want to look at the companies that are being, invested in by Apple, being invested in by NVIDIA or AMD or Tesla and things like that. So that's what we want to look at. And I think this is a company that I believe has a great future for AI. It's going to, AI voice is going to play a huge role in the boom of 2025. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. So SoundHound, we got it on the list. We trade it. We love to look at the pullback, especially right at market open when the market seems to pull back. It's been happening a lot, and it's continuing up. Now, the other one, of course, we're going to be looking at here is Tesla. So you guys see Tesla was up 8% today, up to $471. It's absolutely insane. If you look at TSLL, it was up 16% from the this is the 2x of Tesla, so it goes up or down, mirroring Tesla. It's been on an absolute bull run, really, since it reported earnings. There was some crazy negative feedback from the Robotaxi event. And then after that Robotaxi event, they pushed up above that 200-day moving average, started holding above that EMA. The catalyst with the elections and what is going to be some easier rules for the regulatory rules that they're going to have for the AI regulation, but also for their autonomous driving vehicles. I mean, that's a huge deal for Tesla. I think they're going to be using so many different new tech, and it's going to be easier in the current administration. So they're on an absolute bull run. Again, 8% today, up to $471 a share. Would you look at that? So Tesla is obviously going to be in the top for AI because we have what is XAI. And XAI is, guys, we're talking about an overlap of some of the most innovative companies in the world. They got Grok, and Grok 3 is set to be coming out here as well. Elon said Grok 3 should be out by December. Seems like it's going to be a little bit longer because they just launched Grok 2. But Grok 3 apparently, so Grok 2 is the one that they said is on par and at the same capability of OpenAI. And if you look, or ChatGPT's OpenAI. OpenAI's ChatGPT. And if you look at what Elon was saying about Grok 3, this would surpass that of the current capabilities. It basically would become a powerhouse. And you might say, Will, you're looking at XAI. You're not looking at Tesla. No, I get it. But guys, when you look at these companies, you got OpenAI, you got Tesla, you got Neuralink, Anthropic, which is really cool. They got some really great models getting trained there as well that have been able to test out in some coding, and they're amazing. And outside of Tesla, they got SpaceX, they got Starlink. I mean, we're talking about these innovative tech companies that when they make breakthrough discoveries in the technology, they're going to overlap into other companies. And that's what's happening. So when we see this AI play, it's not just going to be for Grok. It's also going to be for Optimus. And Optimus is going to be one of the biggest things that we see happen in the next 10, 15 years. Now, analysts are upping their price targets for Tesla to $515 a share. Tesla stock may see a 50% bump as Musk bet for the Aegis on Trump pays off. Absolutely. All the price targets are raising. Everything is looking quite bullish on Tesla. You can see the first article, as we mentioned, that the companies overlap in their tech. Elon Musk solves Tesla SpaceX's worst problems in a week. So again, SpaceX, Teslas could be powered by Starlink. There's all these overlaps that will play very, very well into the success of Tesla. And so that's why I have it here as a top AI stock to be buying. And some of you guys might say it's already at a high price or what have you. This is nothing compared to what you could get out of investing in the company. So that's why I share it with you guys. So outside of that one, there's a few key AI companies that I've covered in the past 2 weeks. One of them is C3.ai. I've been really interested in this stock. We covered it at the beginning of December. I think it was right around here. Yeah, when it pulled back. And it pushed up to $50 a share. This was on the day of its earnings. Pushed up to $50 a share, sold down to 35, and then started to continue the push up. It broke above that EMA, and now it's starting to look maybe a tiny bit overextended on the RSI and MACD, but really looking bullish, like it's going to continue up when you look at the EMA and just holding above that moving average. That's a great sign. So what is C3.ai? I believe I checked out some of their numbers. Some of the things that were interesting to me was that, again, they were a company that wasn't quite hitting it on the revenue. They were close, but let's see what, I don't want to watch this whole video actually, but let's see what their financials really look like, because I think they might have been better than expected. I know they just reported, I think it was Friday or just before that. And let's see what those numbers look like. Okay, revenue. So up 28% year over year. Their net income was up 5%, still down about negative 65 million. So yeah, they're not, running at a positive there, but it's okay. This is what we see. We're betting on what's coming in the future. This is where it gets interesting. They have been consistently beating their earnings per share and their revenue. And I think even though they're not operating positive. You can see their net change in cash went up 78% year over year. So they're absolutely closing the gap on the debt, and they're starting to grow faster. The question of what it is that their goal is as a company and how much we could not only see them hit, but also what problems are they solving is always going to be something I want to look at. So the price targets that I'm seeing from a lot of companies is around $50 a share. If we look at what it is that they do as a company, that's when it gets into more of the fundamentals and outside the financials in the chart. And that's what I'd like to know. So let's just take a look at what they do. So I have covered it a little bit about 2 weeks ago. Microsoft and C3 AI expand a partnership to promote enterprise AI. So I'm assuming C3 AI is working close with Azure. It's kind of like how OpenAI works close with NVIDIA. You have these wraps of these companies that are wrapped. Everything is wrapped, right? You can look at XAI is wrapped by all these NVIDIA processors, these GPUs that are running the company, right? So something to think about. C3.AI's growth boosted by Microsoft partnership and AI expansion. So that was a big thing. This strategic partnership with Microsoft. You can see enterprise AI application is what they're working on. It's a software company. And Microsoft Corp announced a strategic alliance to accelerate the adoption of enterprise AI on Microsoft Azure. The agreement marks a significant milestone in C3 AI, Microsoft's existing partnership, so they're already in a partnership, further combining C3 AI's enterprise AI native application software, including C3 generative AI, with Azure's robust, expansive ecosystem to benefit the enterprises globally. Hey, that's a pretty big mouthful and kind of hard to break down very simply. But I would say here that it seems C3 AI, this is pretty clear, pioneered enterprise AI for over a decade, and they accelerated collaboration with Microsoft to basically solve some of the biggest problems that they're seeing in business and everything that's going on. That's going to include rapid time to value in supply chain. So we know exactly what we need when we need it, because we could look at the AI is looking at all of our data of our sales, of our inventory, and what have you, and it knows exactly how much supply we need for what demand will be, and we're not going to over order. We're just going to optimize our business. That's one thing that they do. That's great. Production optimization. Okay, so predictive maintenance. So, hey, the AI says this could be happening soon, and it predicts things before they happen. That's awesome. I'm working on the AI stock trading system. If that's something you want to do and be able to look at companies and invest in them before they blow up or before they grow, I would encourage you to check out the first link down below. It's free to join the first access list for my AI stock trading system. Again, it's that first link down below, and it's free to join the first access list for the AI stock trading system. That's something I bring that up because they're doing predictive maintenance. They're using AI for things like that. The other thing is government efficiency, ESG goal attainment, and energy management. These are all things that AI should be helping with. And all these things seem to be very valuable for Microsoft and will be valuable for other companies as well. So I really like that C3 AI outlook. We know Microsoft, owning OpenAI and working with C3 AI, that's kind of a big deal. They're going to face profitability pressures, of course. That's going to happen. We're already seeing it. But as we just went over the financials, they're closing that gap on profitability. They're getting closer to being profitable based on the year-over-year analysis. Now, outside of that, it seems that they're working with Microsoft, which is big. They're working with Google Cloud. So C3 AI and Google Cloud expand partnerships. So that's a big deal. They have an ambition of being the world's greatest software. Hey, that's awesome. I might have to use this software. I want to check it out. I want to see how it works. And we'll see what happens. I think that there's going to be a lot of potential for this stock. So got that one on the radar. Again, that's C3.ai. The price targets were $50 a share. It's funny. So here is Stockmate. You guys know if you want to see the earnings, I post them every week inside Stockmate. It's that second link in the description. And I believe it was 2 weeks ago, if we head over to exciting earnings over here, was it here? Some AI and robotics that we called out. I'm looking, this is 3 weeks ago. That wasn't the week of C3 AI. It must have been this week, maybe. Because I feel like I'm going crazy. Oh, we did. Okay. So the current price was $28. And my price target was $32. Saying, hey, this is gonna go, and this was right before earnings. So they reported earnings, guys, and literally, not only did they go to $32, they went to $49 a share, pulled back to 35, and now they're back to $42 a share. Price targets seem to be around $50 a share. But isn't that cool? We called that one out. That's so cool that we call these AI stocks out before they even blow up. And I love to see it, guys. I think our members are crushing it as a result. I'm getting some great positive feedback. So again, check out that down below. It's the second link in the description. That's Stockmate. Now, those are some of the top AI companies that I was looking at for this year. Anthropic, I wish they were public. My gosh, if they were public, that would be epic. Because I know they partnered with Palantir, partnered with AWS, Amazon. I saw them working with Cursor AI, which is this cool software where it's essentially like an AI agent that helps you write code. And I was really enjoying using that on our AI stock trading system add-on that I'm building for when that releases here in the next week. And there's so many things that play into it that are outside of what most people are probably looking at. I mean, there's all these little companies in these different sectors of the AI market. And we have to give our hats off to Google. You know, they just basically put out the first quantum computer this past week, which is a huge feat. You can see their stock. The news came out last week, and their stock went from what was 174 up to 197. So their company gained 13%. If you guys are ever trying to trade Google, you can always go trade GOOX. It goes up 2x or down 2x. So it's riskier. But I most likely will be playing some of these plays in the near future here on Google. But yeah, Google, I think they're at all-time high. Let's just double check. I believe they should be. Yep, all-time high. We've been calling Google outs. Like if I go into November or even, yeah, November week 2. But yeah, actually we called them out in October when they were down here at like 152 and they went, or 148. Yeah, we called them at 148. Gosh, so many great moves that have been happening in the market. That's 34% increase had you bought. 70% increase had you bought on GOOX. So a lot of amazing growth in the markets for AI. Outside of those stocks that I just covered, there was some that I was looking at that are related to quantum computing. We could just go into them a little bit. These are some of the quantum AI stocks that I have here. One I've been hearing a lot about here is Applied Digital, I think it's called. It's had some volatility back here in 2021. It went up to $33. It was really kind of pumping. It was looking very bullish before selling off. But what I like is that it started this new uptrend. And it's this trend that is starting to look, well, it's starting to look kind of consistent. I could see that the stock could potentially pull back here. We could see it pull back to there. But to see it start to kind of push up and make these higher highs is a good sign. I think that we're going to see a lot of potential in this one. Let me just get a quick, it's Applied Digital Corp. Some of the news that's coming out, it's $10 a share. It's trading 9% higher today. The NVIDIA company has a stake in Applied Digital. And also in ARM Holdings, it's good. They got their SoundHound stakes. We talked about that, but they're also in Applied Digital. That's a big deal. It's leaped 56%. And I think if we look at the companies, what they do, or their financials, I think that there was some good indication that they could see some growth here in 2025. So some of the financials, the revenue, we saw 60 million in revenue. Their net income was just down about 4 million. They increased 62% year over year. So their net profit margin's going up. Operating income is still down. It's actually gone down because it looks like their spending has gone up. But their revenue, it's increased. Cost of revenue is up, but doesn't look extremely healthy. It looks okay. I'd like to see that the cost of revenue didn't quite increase so much, but their net profit margins are going up. They went up by 77% year over year. They were missing their earnings really in 2024 and 2023, but recently beat their last earnings 42% EPS, 16% revenue. And then when we go down to the news, or let's look at not the news, let's look at what they do. That's really what I want to know. Okay. Looks like, let's just get into the company here. See exactly what they do. Epicenter of AI built here. Different by design. Revolutionizing accelerated computing like never before. Hey, that's a good place to be. Next gen data centers. Okay. Data centers are a focus. Engineered to bring workloads directly to the point of generation. Okay, that's great. So architects of acceleration. So they actually architect and design data centers. They got some articles from NVIDIA backing them for sure. And they're working on a deal with a big AI customer. We can see. I like to look at the articles that they tout. Sometimes those can be revealing. We see HPC data center, 53 million, smaller contract data center. Applied Digital reports fiscal fourth quarter. And that went pretty good. As we could see, they beat their earnings. Yeah, nothing outstanding that I see outside of the data centers, which are, I mean, really, they're a big piece of all of the AI boom. And I like to see that. Outside of that, we see, have you guys seen the articles on NVIDIA? I think those are kind of telling. You want to be looking for articles like that for sure. Okay, so I'll definitely keep this in the portfolio for quantum AI. So again, quantum computer design and creation, Applied Digital is going to be one to focus on. There's this other stock, and it's been absolutely pumping. It's called, I think it's RGTI, RGTI. Let me get the pronunciation right. RGTI stock. Rigetti Computing. Okay, so quantum computers. Quantum stocks, they're there. Quantum computing. Rigetti Computing shares are soaring Monday. So today they were up 17%. Past 5 days, they've gone up by 95%. Past month has been up by, 548%. So the partnership with NVIDIA is telling. You want to look at those things for sure. Outside of the news, it just seems that they are. Oh wait, are they? These guys aren't partnered with NVIDIA. Let's see, because we were just going over the NVIDIA of quantum computing, but they're not partnered with NVIDIA. Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to go deeper into that one. We'll have to really look at their website. We could look at some of it here. Advanced presentation stock. Yeah. Let's see what news they're touting. Quantum Machines and Rigetti announced successful AI-powered calibration of a quantum computer. All right, so basically successful AI-powered quantum computer, and that was 6 days ago. Okay, Rigetti announces successful completion of $100 million at-market equity offering. Okay. They are speaking, CEO is speaking at Stanford Conference on Technology. So he's in it. Speaking in Berkeley. Gosh, I'm going to San Francisco tomorrow. Maybe I should stop by. Where's their office? It's in Berkeley. Interesting. Should we go there and go check out the facility? That would be cool. Anyway, guys, I'll keep you guys updated on that one. There are a few others, but those were the main ones I wanted to go over today. I'll be covering all these, and if you want to stay up to date with the AI and tech space, do get on the email list. You can click the link, first link in the description, join our first access list. You'll get access to new resources. I'm up about 14.53% today. If you've been struggling to find AI stocks that are growing and that you can invest in profitably, I would encourage you to subscribe, hit the like button, and then do consider watching me trade live each morning at market open. I go live at 6:30 a.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, or 9 o'clock Eastern, and we open at the market and we trade stocks. And today we're trading Rocket Lab, and it's going amazing. So anyway, appreciate you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's continue to grow. Let's create some freedom, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.